The nature of my job, it's unwarranted.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm a safety officer, and I don't have. If I'm doing a side business, it has to be something I'm not conspicuous, not something people will now start seeing my face. If I go for enforcement, they'll say, "Ah, Will Smith, Will Smith." They'll start wanting to get people,
You can't do it, right? Oh my God! Because the soul, the main thing with this is you gotta show your face.
Yeah.
If you don't show your face, then you're not. It doesn't work.
Except I do it, I don't use my IP and all that. When I'm challenged, I'll say it's not me. It's someone else.
People can see you. People are good.
Yeah, but there are people that are very identical around the world.
So one of the problem with these is the shape of your head combined with the length of your hair.
Okay.
Yeah. Combined with the length of your hair, that's what makes it.
No, I'm not saying exactly like that.
It makes it a bit challenging.
Not exactly like that, but something of that nature. You just do what's good, but something of that nature.
Are you guys still checking Cameroon all the time?
How?
You keep talking about Paul Biya and all that stuff.
COVID?
Paul Biya.
Oh.
That's the president of Cameroon.
Yeah. He's been there for a while.
So why are you guys so obsessed with him? You're more obsessed with him, like you care too much about my...
You know your neighbor. Invariably, anything that affects Cameroon affects some part of Nigeria, yeah. Like Cross River States and all that. You know, you guys took Bakassi from us. Bakassi Peninsula. There was that fucked up guy that went to sign that stupid agreement. But we're gonna get it back.
Really? Is it what's going on in Nigeria? Like you guys just talking about Bakassi. I mean, is Chilubu who's the politician who's promising to bring Bakassi back?
He's not bringing it back by force, but we negotiate, maybe buy it back or something. Take Cameroon. Because we don't really need it. We don't need it. And the people there are...
That would be silly anyway. But I won't be surprised with this dictatorship that it does happen. That would be silly. Remember, America sold... Russia sold the last step to America.
Yeah.
How do they feel about it today?
I think Hawaii too was sold, wasn't it?
Yeah, but how do you feel about those deals that were made?
How about Hong Kong?
Yeah, but even those,
China leased it to Britain.
If you ask those people to make these deals, they won't sell it again.
Yeah, true.
They will not. Russia now wish they had Alaska.
That would have been a good military base for them.
Military base for them.
Western world.
Yeah, in the Western world. But they sold it. They will come to sell it, and they just sold it without thinking.
That's life for you. It's about you selling things. You can't foresee the future. Maybe at that point in time it was useless to them. Nobody knows what tomorrow will bring, really. So you can't blame Russia.
America has been consistent with their policies.
America is going down now. America is not the America of the 80s, of the 60s.
You know, they just arrested the guy that owns that Telegram. He's a Russian guy.
Okay.
That owns, Telegram.
Yeah. The newspaper or what?
No, Telegram, the network, the social media. It's a bit like WhatsApp, but
okay,
more secure. You don't have your information.
I know Telegram.
Given to the authorities.
And it's that Telegram they use in all this Dubai, UAE. They don't use WhatsApp there. It's Telegram that they use.
So
me, I always say they'll get you. I said I don't have any secret or information. Let them get everything. I don't know. Say don't subscribe to this, don't subscribe to that. They have all your details.
They arrested that guy in France yesterday. And they're gonna put some charges on him, some silly charges, like
but you know,
in order to try and force him to give them to share information or data with them.
but you know all these things. Don't you think it's a conspiracy theory that any other country that brings out something that wants to
America has to control
America,
America has to
wants
be
bring
number
it
one
down.
on everything. If they're not number one, they can't sell it to them. They can't buy
They'll
it.
look for a way to bring it down.
Yeah.
Look at
They did the Huawei. They did it
Huawei.
with the phone. Huawei. They did it with the 5G.
Yeah.
Huawei signed some important contract deal with the UK and stuff. America came and said to them, no, those guys, they're not right. You have to cancel that contract. And the UK went back and cancelled the contract, honestly.
I think all these things.
And they're going after TikTok too. Because TikTok is not American owned, but it's the number one network.
Okay, look at this. People
right now.
giving Amazon a fight now. Temu and Shein something. They started going after them. In this UK as well.
Oh, Temu and Shein.
Shein. Because people are not buying from Amazon again.
They're
buying from them. Now they're saying they're selling substandard products, blah blah blah. But just give people a choice to buy whatever they want to buy.
That's how you define America hegemony. America hegemony is that we've got to control. In order to control the world, you have to control every single aspect of life. Especially in the dictatorship, for example, in Cameroon, the dictatorship there, they have to control the medical staff, the doctors and the nurse. They have to be under the control. So they have to make sure they don't have a syndicate, they don't have a what do you call it?
A union.
A union. And if they do manage to give them a union, they will make sure that they control the election process, the electoral process to elect whoever will run that union. It has to be somebody who's vetted by them, somebody who is pro-government.
Well, but is that everywhere? If you look at the American election, they call it lobbying. All these gun control, this thing that they will donate money to your campaign. When you come in, you can't do anything to them because they were the one that funded your campaign. So indirectly, they are doing the same thing. But they will say it's legit, that lobbying is legit. But if other country does it, it's dictatorship.
Trump is coming back anyway.
Do you think so? I doubt.
You doubt?
I do mean it was Biden now. But this lady is gaining momentum, really. The young people and everything, even the young people that were pro-democrats before, they said because of her. Some that had not even voted before in their lives, they started coming out. That because of her, they're coming to vote.
Really?
Yeah. Even some of the swing states that they never believed they could win, they're now having hopes there. The Democrats are having hopes there that they would win it. But let's say it's good. Even as of yesterday, the opinion poll, she's leading Trump by a wide margin. And Trump now is like a broken record, just always abusive. Nothing.
That's what wins Trump's election.
I know, but people are getting tired. Initially it was fun, but now people who now know his gimmick, they are getting tired of it. And Trump is very scared of Putin. I believe Putin has something on him. Yeah.
It's not about being scared of Putin, it's about being realistic. What can America do to Russia? They think they can,
but he abuses other presidents and all that. Even if you want to call Mr. Putin, psychologically, he puts Mr. before his name. Mr. Putin.
Is he not the way? Don't they call you Mr.
No, Trump. You could know Trump. Trump doesn't respect anybody.
He doesn't. But he only respects Putin.
Yeah, Putin.
And Kim Jong-un, yeah?
Yeah, he has never abused the person of Putin, as in personal abuse. He abuses everybody. So I feel When Putin worked with the KGB, they said practically every powerful person in the world has a shit about them. He has something.
Mhm.
In fact, they said he's the most powerful person in the world.
Who is?
Not country, Putin. As a person, not powerful country, the most powerful person in the world.
You. So 1 minute you will criticize the West for their policy or their desire to control the narrative, control everything. And the next minute you oppose one person that does exactly that. Putin, he also opposes the West for trying to run the narrative. See, what's happened here, and I've seen this coming for time, right? Since the war in Libya and all this stuff. I said this, I said the United Nations is fucked. It's gone. Dead. They're just keeping it there for the sake of
empty barrel.
Yes, an empty barrel. It got destroyed. Two main events destroyed that. That's the war in Iraq, number one. And the one that completely, so it got killed there in the war in Iraq. And it got buried in the war in Libya. Right? Because in Iraq, they sold the weapons of mass destruction. That was the lie that was sold there. And in Libya there, that Gaddafi was a bad guy.
Yeah.
He was, anti-West. Well, he was...
And it was because he was advocating for the African Union.
The African Union and unity and stuff. So they killed him. But by killing him, they didn't care about the collateral damage there.
Yeah, no.
Because now Africa has become the bed, the breeding bed for all the terrorists.
Yeah.
So when you hear about terrorists, even the one in Yemen there, they'll tell you that they come from Africa. They must be based in Africa. Because those weapons that they flooded into Libya to get rid of Gaddafi, have found their way literally everywhere. And now a lot of African countries are dealing with, extremists and rebellions and stuff like that. So that was the second one. And from that point on, that's when the real division happened between the West and China and Russia.
Yeah.
We can't trust these guys no more.
Yeah. But whether they like it
they can just decide
China
to go.
China is the next superpower. Whether they like
Well,
it or
that's the thing. So China has done business so much that China has become literally, they're not number one, but they're rivaling America. America cannot live without China. The West cannot live without China.
Africa cannot live without China. So they just seized 3 of our private jets last week. China.
So China is...
So Nigeria was owing them money.
Unavoidable. China is unavoidable. And Trump came in. He's the first guy who saw that. He said, well, these guys, they're not playing fair games, these Chinese. So let's put some tax on there, on the stuff that comes from China. Because China, right, used to send goods. They'll send the goods to the Netherlands and the goods get here. So there's no way to avoid taxes. That's why they will sell you some stuff like this and declare it as it's only worth £3 or £5. But they charge you maybe £50 for it. And they'll just declare undervalue the item. So Trump is the first guy that took action against that. He said, oh no, we have to, China is just clever. They are just clever. You can't blame people for being clever, right? This expression hair that the women, all the African women use to do their hair, it's supposed to come from Africa. But China, I received some boxes here that will have the Chinese newspaper inside. And I asked myself, how?
Yeah.
So what they do, they send the box to Africa, they ship the stuff to Africa. And because Africa has, they give Africa literally less taxes or no taxes at all for goods to come that are coming from there in order to help African countries and stuff. So they use that channel and float the goods there. Then from there, well, they're paying a little bit more in transport, but look at the bigger picture. How much they're going to save in taxes, right? And then the goods come here as African goods, but no, they're not Africans. But nobody knows.
Yeah.
They are Chinese goods. So China can come up with solutions like that.
These guys are
and
smart.
how smart.
And I like them. They're not loud.
No.
They're just quiet.
They're
their
very
thing.
quiet. They do the things. I mean, like, there's this other battle. Do you know China controls the how can I call this? You know, the fish and everything that's got to do with water.
Yeah.
you know,
True.
They literally control that market. And America realized that because China, they do like they smooth criminal, so they just do it in the dark. They don't make any noise whatsoever. And before you know it, they are everywhere. And then you're like, shit. Like, there's an example here. I don't know how long you live in the UK, but the Chinese, in one wave, they came in and they bought all the takeaways from the English people and turned them into Chinese takeaway.
I noticed.
And they just came in at once. Boom, 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 boom. They just took it all. Right? And they can take more if they want to. The only people that go left is the Pakistani and the Indian or Bengali takeaway guys. But if they bring the money, those guys will have no choice but to sell it to them.
So,
Now, Chinese, they're taking these and they will go and they change the way they run them. And they'll say, cash only. We take cash only. You know, cash only. We don't take card. No card, no card. Cash only. And that's another trick to get the money, to get the capital into China. And they've been sending a lot of capital that way into China there.
And they avoid paying taxes.
Yeah, they know. That's why they say cash only. They don't care. It's written there in big letters. Every Chinese takeaway you go, they're the only one that says cash only. And everybody has got it embedded in their mindset that in the Chinese takeaway, I need to prepare my cash. So we validated that. They force people to validate that, even if it's against the rule of law. But over there in China, they can't do that. In China, there's almost compulsory. Like, it's a cashless, they're turning into a cashless society, the way they do business there in China. But over here, well, it's not a cashless, so they take advantage. Take full advantage of the situation. So very smart people. The only thing that we learn about China is that China believe in a policy of mass producing products to lower the cost and the price.
Substandard.
Yes. No, well, substandard. You can say that.
Like someone,
sell it as cheap as possible. Because they believe in selling a lot for less profit than selling a few for a big margin.
But they say even if you go to the factories there, I have a Nigerian friend that goes, you like this clipper, you take it to them, they tell you what quality do you want.
Yes.
So
they've learned that. That's the point I was going to make. They have a market for everybody.
The same thing.
So they don't reject any money, any offers. Every customer is welcome. Now every customer has his own league where he's in. So, for example, if you say you want the goods to go to Africa, they will make the goods for the African standard. That's why some people in Africa will say, I want you there in Europe to order the goods for me. Because when they sell it to Europe, if they think they're selling it to Europe, they make sure that the standard is somehow different.
Okay, let me use my phone as an example. Huawei. I bought it in Nigeria. From the Huawei, not from a roadside shop, from the Huawei outlet itself. When I got here to UK, I saw it was different. The quality was different.
Yes.
Well, it was the Huawei store itself in Nigeria. So what they brought to us in Nigeria is different from the UK.
Yeah, they will release some models, and those models will only be for Africa.
No, I'm telling you, this same model.
You have the same model?
Yeah. The picture quality, everything different.
Right. But in Africa, there's nobody to do the
no standard
quality
organization.
control.
Oh, yeah. Even if they is, they give
They
them
get
bribe.
corrupt. Yeah, you give them bribe and they just close their eyes. So America gives us what they want to give us. They drove Europe there into a war that because of their own selfish interest, they drove the Western world into a war with Russia because they've always had the ambition or that project of destroying Russia, weakening Russia. I am surprised actually, to be honest. I'm surprised China has not attacked Taiwan. I'm surprised they've not, like when two big fish are fighting, that's when the little mouse, let's say if two cats are fighting, that's when the mouse will take his chance to change his burrow, because they're not interested in him.
Yeah.
Their focus is somewhere else.
Yeah.
So that's what's happening there. Africa should have freed themselves from the West. Because the one thing, the few lessons that we should learn from these conflicts is that currency is an absolute element, it's a paramount element of sovereignty. However, many countries in Africa, it's the only continent where people use a currency that's not theirs. It's the only continent where the dollar prospers, where the French CFA, which is the currency that we use in Cameroon, is used by, say, like 15 countries or more. What the hell? And they find a way to explain to you, well, it's a good thing. Just like somebody did explain that colonization is a good thing, or that slavery was a good thing. There was, I'm sure there were people who were running theses and, workshop or whatever conferences to give the good benefits of slavery, for example. You don't think so? You don't think back in the days when, or before slavery or during slavery, that there were not people advocating slavery and saying how good it is for the society, why it should continue, and so on and so forth, But it turns out to be illegal. Well, it was always illegal, but that was hidden from the world. We're going to talk about it. Even the king, the monarchy, they validated the thing for some time. Until
it was a business for the rich.
It was a business for the rich. So it was all legal. Apartheid was legal. In South Africa, it was legal.
That's only we're even fighting in Nigeria. In our history book, there is this person, Madam Tinubu, family of the current president. She was one of the richest women there. She has a statue in the center of Lagos. So a group is now advocating to bring down that statue because she made her money from slavery. So why should we be celebrating her?
Somebody like that. In Cameroon, we should be celebrating like freedom fighters, people who fought for the freedom. Oh no, the Western world has named them rebel and terrorists.
Yeah.
So, and they've put that in our education program and stuff. These guys were the rebel. Oh, they're rebelling this, taking somebody's property, somebody's land, and they're doing what every single human being with common sense will do, defending their property or and then you call them rebels, and you massacre them. They label them rebels and not give you the right to
America
massacre.
is like, if you're not for
And
me,
then
you're
the-
for the devil.
Yeah. And the worst one is they make my people call those guys terrorists. So there is a junction there. They call that junction the junction of the terrorists. So you guys are forever insulting your forefathers every single day. I'm going at the junction of the terrorist. I'm going to the junction. Drop me, taxi or this motorcycle. Please drop me at the junction of the terrorist. Wake up, guys. What the hell is that? Whereas in America, they George Washington, freedom fighters, the heroes, the national heroes and stuff. And then your own, well, they are terrorists. And that's how we are brainwashed.
When they fought the war with Britain then for their independence, they were not terrorists. That's America.
Yeah. But sometimes I say, whoever is the guy, the mastermind, the guy who thought about this system of domination.
I mean,
that system of domination. The guy who actually developed it, maybe planned it. Say, this is what we have to do. We have to go and conquer these lands. We have to go and tell them that you should forget about your belief. The Bible is the one.
Religion.
Bring this. This is witchcraft. What you're doing there is witchcraft. We're going to civilize. Look at word. We're going to civilize people.
When the people are already, they have their own civilization.
They have their own civilization stuff. We're going to civilize people. It's like those people had some pancarts written on them, say, "Come save us. We are dying. We're going to get extinct. We're going to disappear. Please come save us." No, nobody ever said that. People were living their life there quietly and enjoying whatever they were doing, and then you came along in the search for material, innit? Like resources. Yeah. The quest for resources led you into committing some terrible massacres there. In Cameroon, there's lots of massacres. I'm pretty sure even in Nigeria, every single country. There would have been people opposing the rule. They will come in and ban your language. Told you're not allowed to speak this other language. We're going to create a new language for you. Because you can't speak our English, so let's create Afrikaans, for example.
I know that's what's making our language go extinct. Even from my home country, most of the kids nowadays can't even speak their language.
They speak English.
They speak English, yeah.
Like,
even at home.
You go to the village, to the very, very village. The guys, they don't want to speak the language, or they can't speak the language fluently like they used to. And that's just us losing our heritage, our culture, and our customs. So there was a guy when the queen died, and he was an English guy, and he was telling me, how do you feel about the queen passing away and stuff? I'm like, it doesn't mean anything to me. He goes, how come? She's done a lot of things for Africa. She built some houses there and doing stuff. I'm like, please, just leave me alone. Just leave me alone. Do you know I had a king? Do you know that? Do you know what happened to that king? You want to know? Do you know I had a kingdom? You know what happened to that kingdom? Destroyed, demolished. It doesn't exist anymore. Why? Because my people were running away from the colonial army or whatever that wanted to subdue them. Because they were opposing the colonial masters and stuff. So they massacred them. And the guy just went on a run and they never stopped. They were just going. So let's say my village originally is like in Ashton here, but I find myself in Southampton now. And never come back. So those guys, they never come back. They were just going, running forever. And that's how the kingdom is finished. If you go there now, you only find the forest. Because all the inhabitants there, they run away. So we have like the same people, but are scattered like everywhere. Like you find them in Newcastle, for example. You find in Yorkshire. You find in in Birmingham. and so
No.
you don't want to just
Okay.
shape it, or you just want to shape it. You don't
No,
want to take it
shape
down.
it. No, you can take it down a bit.
Okay.
I thought you wanted to take it all off.
No. So there's a lot of things there that happen. It's not about being mean or something. There's a guy from, I think, from Trinidad and Tobago that did say to the British, I think, Parliament that they need to pay reparation.
Yeah, they need to.
And the guy said,
you go to their museum, you see
all the stuff, artifacts, and all this stuff that belongs. I think. And then this is the funny one, right? In France, they're supposed to return some of this stuff, but then they say, well, if we return them, these guys are not going to look after them properly. What the fuck? I have my own shit, and you're telling me I can't look after my own shit. Oh my God. The first insult is for you to steal the stuff and make it yours. The second one is to claim that, well, the reason why they should stay here is because I just can't look after them. So like we talk about immigration today. I don't know if you think to these guys that come there and say, what is it? They call the far right citizen. Our brothers, do you actually know who started this whole business of immigration? You know how it started. It wasn't. It didn't get started by a black man or by it was Europeans, the Western world that would send what they call explorators or whatever you want to call them, evangelists or missionaries or whatever, not all kind of words to call these people. And they went to other people's land.
Yeah, but when you were forcefully immigrating the slaves, then forceful immigration.
Yeah, then they did that. Is it okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is okay like this, or should it put down a bit?
You can take it down a little bit. Maybe you should bleach yourself a little bit so you look a bit more like a Ruski. Bleach your skin.
The problem is if I bleach it, by the next day the side ones will start going grey again.
Oh no. I'm saying the skin tone.
Oh, okay.
You talked about the skin tone. He's a bit light skin. A bit light skin. Did you ever go to Austrian market?
Mm-mm.
You never been to Austrian market?
Mm-mm.
You don't know what's happening there. You can find some good stuff there, on the market. Yeah, on Sundays, every
On
Sunday.
Sundays, really?
Yeah, every Sunday. So some people make it a ritual every Sunday. If Ashton is dead, that's the only thing that's still going in Ashton, the market. Still going strong. You're paying card or cash?
Card.
Okay, we can do it over there. I didn't bring the machine down, so.
Okay.